This next task is called the Get Dressed Relay, and we'd like to credit some clinicians that gave us this idea. If you take a minute at the end of this DVD and watch the credits at the end, you'll see the names of over a dozen PTs, OTs, speech and language pathologists, and other clinicians who gave us some of these great ideas for working in the pool. Well, the Get Dressed Relay is a fantastic combination of two perennial child favorites: the get dressed up and play and splash and swim in the water. Basically what you do is you set up a tub of old clothes. The sillier the clothes, the better. Here we have Jake modeling our Minnesota cap, and it looks like his great-grandmother's right glove. He's doing Michael Jackson proud here with the single limb glove theme. And Jennifer is asking him to kayak across the pool using the flotation mat and a single kayak paddle, which obviously causes him to cross the midline and work with both limbs at the same time to cross the midline. And kinesthetically, he's having to maintain his balance on the mat and to return to maintaining his balance on the mat when he falls off periodically. Once he gets to the other side, Jennifer is asking him for cognitive tasks. She's asking questions like, what piece of clothing that's in that box would be appropriate for wintertime, or pick out something in there that there's two of and put one on your right hand and one on your left leg. Jake is going to funnel through the box and find the corresponding piece of clothing, put it on, and then when he gets back in the pool again, Jennifer's going to ask him to return to the other side using a different method. So instead of kayaking, he might swim or use kickboards or hold his breath and swim underneath the water. So let's look at this from a sensory standpoint. A lot of times the children you'll see in your clinic have trouble with clothing. The clothing that they wear is too rough, the label is too awkward and sticky in the back of their neck. They don't like certain kinds of fabrics. They don't like it if mom buys an off-brand fabric softener. And so the Get Dressed Relay actually taps into putting on and off clothing repeatedly in a fun fashion. But on top of it, by jumping into the water, the weight of the water and the drag of the heaviness of the clothing creates such a sensory input that the idea is to actually overload that hypersensitivity that these children have to the touch of fabric. Now, proprioceptively, Jacob is having to go through quite a bit of a challenge standing here on the side of the pool on one leg. He is attempting to get a wet pair of what looks like a pair of long johns on, and pushing that limb through the wetness and the clinginess of the fabric is obviously giving his limbs a lot of input to where they are in space. When he gets back into the water, he's going to travel again, and this time Jennifer's going to give him a new task, some fins, which are going to provide his legs with a lot more input proprioceptively to where his joints are in space. If Jacob had had a hard time getting out of the pool doing the standard poolside push-up, Jennifer could have laid the flotation mat that you see in the corner there across the edge of the pool so that it was half in, half out, and he could have used it as a gradual slope to climb out of. From a vestibular standpoint, Jacob can receive a lot of input from swimming strokes, from turning his head to the side, from water entering his ears, and from the challenges of quickly jumping into the pool and back out again.